Russell Earl Bucky Dent, is a former American Major League Baseball player and manager. He earned 2 World Series rings as the starting shortstop for the New York Yankees in 1977 and 1978, and was voted the World Series MVP in 1978. Dent is most famous for his home run in a tiebreaker game against the Boston Red Sox at the end of the 1978 season. Early life: Dent was born November 25, 1951, in Savannah, Georgia, to Dennis O'Day and Russell "Shorty" Stanford. He went home from the hospital with his mother's brother James Earl Dent, and James' wife, Sarah. He and his half-brother were raised by Dents, and they changed his last name to Dent, but his mother would not allow them to legally adopt. He and his half-brother were led to believe the Dents were their biological parents, until he was 10 years old. Dent was told the woman he knew as his aunt was in fact his mother. Later in life, he was told the name of his father, whom he then found, thus sparking and developing a relationship. Playing career. Early career. Dent grew up in Sylvania, Georgia, and Hialeah, Florida, graduating from Hialeah High School. The 6th pick in the 1970 Major League Draft, by the age of 21 he was playing shortstop for the Chicago White Sox, wearing uniform number 30. The pressure of succeeding Luis Aparicio at the position was problematic, however, and in 1977 the White Sox traded him to the Yankees for Oscar Gamble, Lamar Hoyt, a minor leaguer, and $200,000. The Yankees gave him uniform number 20. 1978. Dent is widely remembered for hitting a 3-run home run that gave the Yankees a 3-2 lead in the 1978 AL East Division playoff game against the Boston Red Sox. This was all the more remarkable due to the fact that Dent was not known as a power hitter. Indeed, the home run was one of only 40 he hit in his entire 12-year career. Further, Dent occupied the 9th spot in the batting order, not generally considered a power slot. The Yankees went on to win the game 5-4, securing the division title in the process. Ever since then, Red Sox fans have called him Bucky fucking Dent. Dent continued his unusually high production by batting .417 in the 1978 World Series, earning series most valuable player honors, as the Yankees defeated the Los Angeles Dodgers, 4-2. 1979 84 a 3-time All-Star. Dent remained the Yankees' shortstop until 1982, when he was traded to the Texas Rangers for outfielder Lee Mazzilli. During his 6 years with the Yankees, Dent lived in a home in Wyckoff, New Jersey that he later rented to Don Zimmer, after Dent was traded. On the Rangers, his uniform number was 7. Dent returned to the Yankees briefly in 1984 before finishing his career that season with the Kansas City Royals, wearing uniform number 21. He retired having spent his full 12-year playing career in the American League, with a .247 batting average and 423 RBI. Post-career activities. After retiring as a player, Dent managed in the Yankees minor league system, notably with the Columbus Clippers. He served the Yankees as manager of the big league club for portions of 2 seasons, compiling an 18-22 record in 1989 and an 18-31 record in 1990. In 1989 Dent opened a baseball school at Delray Beach, Florida, which featured a miniature version of Fenway Park. Although Dent had his greatest moment as a player at Fenway Park, his worst moment also came at Fenway Park when he was fired as manager of the Yankees. Dan Shaughnessy of the Boston Globe criticized Yankees owner George Steinbrenner for firing Dent in Boston and said he should have waited until the Yankees got to Baltimore to fire Dent. He said that if Dent had been fired in Seattle or Milwaukee, this would have been just another event in an endless line of George's jettisons. But happened in Boston and the nightly news had its hook. He also said that the firing was only special because it's the first time a Yankee manager was purged on the ancient Indian burial grounds of the Back Bay. From 1991 to 1994, Dent served on the coaching staff of the St. Louis Cardinals under manager Joe Torre, moving to the coaching staff of the Texas Rangers from 1995 to 2001. In 2002, Dent served as the manager for the Omaha Royals, the Triple-A affiliate of the Kansas City Royals. In 2003, when the Green Monster seats were added to Fenway Park, Dent attended the first game and sat in a Green Monster seat that was very near to where his 1978 home run landed. No animosity was displayed towards him by Red Sox fans at that game, who were all cordial to him. Dent threw out the first pitch to Yogi Berra in the seventh and final game of the 2004 American League Championship Series. In November 2005, Dent became the bench coach for the Cincinnati Reds. The Cincinnati Reds released Dent on July 3, 2007. Just a few days after releasing manager Jerry Narron. At the time, the Reds had the worst record in Major League Baseball. He now lives in South Florida with his wife Marianne, who passed away on October 22, 2015, and 4 children, Scott Russell, Stacy Lynn, and twins Cody Joseph and Caitlin Ann. Caitlin Dent played NCAA Division I softball at North Carolina State from 2010 to 2013 and was an assistant coach for the Hofstra softball team during the 2015 season, while Cody Dent played baseball at Florida. Managerial record. Non-baseball work. In 1979, Dent posed for a pin-up poster. That year he also appeared in the TV movie Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders, portraying a wide receiver who was the love interest of one of the cheerleaders. He also appeared in the September 1983 issue of Playgirl magazine wearing a swimsuit. In 2014, Dent made a cameo in Walt Before Mickey. Movies. In 2014, Dent made a cameo as a father in the feature film Walt Before Mickey starring Thomas Ian Nicholas, John Heder, Armando Gutierrez, David Henry, Jodie Sweetin in an Armando Gutierrez and Arthur L. Bernstein film. See also, List of St. Louis Cardinals coaches. References. External links. Career statistics and player information from Baseball Reference, Bucky Dent Baseball School.